So mathematicians, we're going to go over practice number 1. Right? So the expression is x plus 3 over x plus 1 plus x squared over x squared minus 4x minus 5. So the first thing we need to do is to factor this polynomial. All right, to factor it, I'm going to look for the c value, which is -5. I'm going to look for the b value, which is -4. All right, so I need two numbers that multiply to be -5, but add up to be -4. Right, so I know that one number has to be negative because a negative times a positive is a negative, right? And the bigger number has to be negative because when I add them, I get a negative number. Well, there are only two factors of 5, 1 and 5, right? And again, I know one is negative and the bigger one is negative. So I'm going to have a -5 and a +1, all right? Because -5 times 1 is -5, -5 plus 1 is -4, right? So in the next line, I'm going to just go ahead and rewrite this equation, right? So I have x plus 3 over x plus 1 plus x squared over, and then again, I'm going to have an x minus 5 and x plus 1. All right. Now I'm going to look for common denominators, right? I already have an x plus 1 in both. So all that's missing is an x minus 5 from this first fraction. All right. So to get common denominators, all I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this first fraction by x minus 5 over x minus 5, right? The second fraction I can leave as is because I already have both terms in my denominator to have my common denominators, all right? Now, if you want to draw a box, you can do that to distribute. So an x plus 3 on the top, x minus 5 on the side, right? X times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, x times -5 is -5x, -5 times 3 is -15. All right, so when I add this up, I have x squared, and then 3x plus -5x minus 15. I can combine these like terms, and I get x squared, 3x minus 5x is minus 2x minus 15. All right, so this is going to be my new denominator for x plus 3 times x minus 5. All right, so I'm going to combine like terms by doing x squared minus 2x minus 15 plus x squared, right? So again, instead of x plus 3 x plus 3 times x minus 5, I've distributed and I got x squared minus 2x minus 15. I'm just going to add that to the x plus 2, and I can do that now because I have a common denominator. Right? And when I combine like terms, the only terms that I have that are the same are these x squareds. All right? There's no other x, there's no other constant. So all that I have left is 2x squared minus 2x minus 15, and then x plus 1 times x minus 5 in my denominator. All right? And then as for the domain, when I'm checking to see what numbers cannot go in the domain, all I do is I take my denominator, x plus 1 times x plus 5, and I set that equal to 0. Right? And so that means that x plus 1 could equal 0, or x plus 5 could equal 0. Right? Well, if x plus 1 equals 0, that means x cannot equal -1. And if x plus 5 equals 0, that means that x cannot equal -5, right? Because if I put -1 here for my denominator, -1 plus 1 is 0, right? I cannot have 0 in my denominator. This should be a x minus 5. I just noticed that x minus 5, so these should be plus 5s, right? So this is x minus 5 in the denominator, right? So if I put a +5 for x, 5 minus 5 is 0, so that can't go in the denominator, right? So my domain is x cannot equal -1, and x cannot equal +5.